Hey everyone, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Drawing. I'm Alex Delecta, and today's episode is actually a commission episode sponsored by Kelsey and her party. Alright, so without further ado, let's get to it. Let's get to the drawing. Kelsey and I wanted to set a scene where they were eating breakfast in Leucis's townhome. There was basically having to draw the perspective of like just kind of a kitchen. So we decided that the characters would be having breakfast, but also gearing up for an adventure in the sewers of Waterdeep, where Leucis resides, or his townhome is located. So for this commission, I drew 3 characters: Leucis of Waterdeep, Rorik Smallhands, and Marigold the Witch. Leucis of Waterdeep is a grumpy old tiefling bard. Took some levels of warlock, and they kind of live in the kind of shelter in his townhome while they're in Waterdeep. So he's kind of a little bit of a grumpy host, the other two. So Rorik Smallhands is the charismatic leader of the trio. He is dressed in all golden armor. He's a paladin of Pelor, the sun god, and he has a giant goat steed, which you'll see in the video later. And then there is Marigold the Witch, a halfling witch herbalist. She experimented with potions and all weird things of nature. She also has a familiar named Carlos, and he's a little toad, and you'll see him later on in the drawing. Together, they call themselves the Matchmakers. The reason for? They were always kind of getting stuck in random scenarios where they had to have one NPC marry another NPC. I don't know the whole situations, but I guess they kind of were always around NPC romances and ceremonies, and that's where they live up to the name of the Matchmakers. As I was bouncing off ideas from the players, the owner of Leucis said he wanted to have Leucis look more intimidating. So I kind of based him off of an old professor I had who was a bit of a hard ass, and he decided he would teach through intimidation. So that's who I'm kind of emanating right now. For Sir Rorik Smallhands, I decided I wanted to draw him to look kind of like a mix between Gimli and Ned Stark, with the armor of the Martells from Game of Thrones. And I thought it looked pretty close to what I wanted to get out. For Marigold the Witch, she wanted to stick with neutral colors, so I kind of drew Marigold to look like a female Radagast from The Hobbit. And I think it turned out pretty well and looked pretty close to what she wanted. So I've recently been getting into Photoshop for coloring. It's a very powerful and quick tool to make something really cool looking. And then it's also very easy for like on shading and highlighting. And I think it makes my process a little bit quicker and maybe even cleaner. And I think I might stick with this whole process of doing Photoshop for the finished cut, but sticking with hand drawing for the sketching and inking part of the drawing. But here's the finished product, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out, and I'm pretty sure Kelsey was pretty happy with how it came out. But thanks for watching.